Greetings everyone, welcome to Advance. This game was played in FIDE Swiss 2025. With the black pieces we have our speed demon Nihal Sarin, and with the white pieces we have Szymon Gumularz, and yeah, he's a very strong grandmaster as well. So let's see how Nihal tackles him. Here Szymon goes for d4, we have d5 by Nihal, c4, d captures, knight to f3 and knight to f6. They go into the queen's gambit accepted line, we have e3, e6 and just bishop captures, and now just going for c5, immediately striking and challenging the center. And now we have castle, c captures, e captures, and now you could go for a move like bishop b4, just trying to maybe just see what's going to happen, and also maybe just make your opponent throw off of his preparation. Just a3, pushing the bishop back, bishop goes to d6, and after b4 you just castle, and after bishop to b2 you just jump in the knight. Yes, those bishop pair looks amazing, but at the end of the day you would have the bishop pair here, and somewhere along the line, I mean, you could maybe execute that e5 thrust and you would have a spectacular game. There is no doubt about that. But after e captures, bishop to e7, now not going for anything crazy, and after knight to c3 we have castles, rook to e1, a6 now, and with the move like bishop to d3 in this position, trying to get the bishop to that very nice square, and after b5, let's say you play a4, trying to just destabilize the position, and after b4, just knight to e4, and after bishop to b7, knight captures, bishop captures, and yes, after bishop to f4, your position is going to be absolutely amazing with the bishop pair in hand, and with the white pieces most likely here. Szymon would like to actually push the position to try and win, but after this we have bishop to f4 just immediately, but now just it gives Nihal that b5 thrust, and that too with the tempo, and bishop to b3, bishop to b7 now, and now just a very nice rook to c1, just getting that rook developed. We have bishop to b4, finally just going for it, and just rook to bishop to g5 and knight bd7, but just a3 in this position, pushing the bishop back but not pushing it back, just trading it. Bishop captures, pawn captures, would have been played, but here just rook captures was played in this position, just getting that rook towards the third rank and maybe shifting it with the idea of shifting it in the future and trying to start an attack. But here in this position, just a very nice rook to c8, asking for that rook trade. And the problem is you can trade the pieces, there is no issues in this position, but the thing is that you have to be a little bit careful, because after queen captures you'll have this knight to e5, and it looks like the position is very normal. I mean, maybe you can just develop the rooks, and yeah, position is no issues in this position. Let's say you play h6, bishop goes back, and the problem is you cannot go rook to d8 in this position. If you go rook to d8, the position just completely falls apart, because you can already see that the rook is occupying this file, knight is here attacking, bishop is on a very nice file, this bishop is also doing its job, and now in this position knight captures on f7 becomes very vital, because hey, if you decide to capture it, now just comes bishop caps on e6 with a check, and king needs to move. If you go to e8, your position just completely crumbles apart. I mean, you can understand that you're just going under the fire. So let's say you don't go that, let's say you play king to f8, but now just comes this, and now you have to go there, so bishop just comes in. And now if you try to block with the bishop, just a rook captures, and you cannot even capture this. If you capture this, then just comes this and queen to h5, and your position is already collapsed. You have to play b6, and yes, you're just getting checkmated with a very nice bishop and two bishops, and you know, the queen combo, this delivering this very nice checkmate. But also the position is, now you might be wondering what happens if I go king to g6. Well, if you go king to g6, then just queen to d3 check, and now you have to block. Bishop blocks, rook captures, and if you still capture, just queen captures, king to h5, and your king is on h5. I mean, there is no point in doing anything here. Queen to f5 check, and this would be absolutely checkmate. So a lot of these positions, it seems very normal to actually just trade and just go here, but you cannot develop the rook. That's the point about this. You can remember that for your games as well. Just try to be careful about those knight sacrifices, because those are going to be very stingy. Because here rook c to e3 was played, just doubling up on the e file, but now just comes queen to c7, and we have knight to e5 finally. And I told you about those knights, you have to be a little bit careful. Just knight captures, pawn captures, and now not moving the knight away, but finally just going for queen to c6, just threatening checkmate. And a normal person here in this position would play actually f3 and just try to stop the checkmate and ruin the bishop's influence over this diagonal. But after here knight to g4, let's say you try to play, because you still cannot capture, because the checkmate will be there. So here knight needs, now your rook needs to move, and where is your rook going to move in this position? Let's say you go to rook to d3, but now just comes queen to b6 check, and after this bishop to e3, you have to block, otherwise you know what's going to happen. So here just knight captures, rook captures, and you can see the rook is occupying the third rank. And yes, you can develop, and I mean, just trade basically, not that obviously, but let's say you just trade here, and after this queen captures and rook captures, your position is most likely going to be a draw. So here, not going for a drawish line, he plays rook to f3. This is the weirdest form of actually stopping the checkmate that I've seen. But here just comes knight to e4, and now you can understand that knight is going to be very strong. Bishop to h4 was played, but now just comes h6, and h6 is a very strong move. Now just going for that g5 thrust as well in the position somewhere along the line. So here rook to f4, but rook to f4 just completely blunders the game. And no, it's not because of g5. So if you want to find the move, find it out yourself. Have at. So congratulations to everyone who's able to find this move. The move is knight to c3, attacking the queen and also threatening checkmate. So only move is queen blocks, but now comes this beautiful, beautiful tactic, which is this knight to e2 check, and now you cannot do anything. If queen blocks, if queen captures, then this is checkmate. So, but rook captures, this rook is the problem in the position, because now that is blocking that square where you can actually defend, because now this check, and after rook to e1, this is going to be checkmate. Szymon Gumularz realized this, and it was on this move, on just move 22, that Szymon Gumularz resigned the game, and Nihal Sarin, our speed demon, got this spectacular victory with insane tactics in just 22 moves. So yeah, thank you all for watching. I'll be coming back with games like these, so stay tuned to the channel, stay updated, and I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching.